Okay, we are live.
Yeah, we're live. Hi, guys.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my stream. We are going to continue our conversation about alien invasion movies, but in the spirit of Super Bowl Sunday, I did also want to mention a few football movies that I really like. But before I do that, obviously, I need to say hi to some people who are already here in the chat. We've got, let's see, DJ Wrestling Inc. Hello. And of course, Daryl Johnson.
Daryl.
Hello. Vim Vanderstraten. Hello. That's it so far. But yeah, since it's Super Bowl Sunday, I don't expect to have a big crowd. I know some people are probably getting ready. But as usual, I will try to look at the chat, but I can't promise that I will be keeping up because it's really hard to keep up and do this at the same time. But I will try. I will definitely try. So anyway, football movies. I do have a short list. And I just want to say, like, The Replacements with Keanu Reeves, probably my favorite football movie. I don't know why it's my favorite football movie. I just really, really like it. Any Given Sunday, I know your mileage may vary on whether or not you like Hammy, Al Pacino, or Oliver Stone, but I dig it. The Last Boy Scout has one of my favorite scenes that takes place during a football game where the running back, instead of tucking and running, just pulls out a handgun. I love that.
Hey, that was Lee Blank.
Right. Absolutely.
I do believe that would be a personal foul.
I'm sure the ref was... Yeah. The Dark Knight Rises has a football game that gets interrupted by Bane, of course. And then while we're on the subject of the Super Bowl getting attacked by terrorists, we've got Black Sunday and The Sum of All Fears, where the Super Bowl actually blows up. Hopefully that won't happen tonight.
I hope not.
But anyway, you guys, we can go around and introduce ourselves, and then we can also mention any football movies if you want. That's fine. Just make it real quick. I don't want to get stuck into this the whole podcast, the whole stream. So, you. Oh, Scott.
Hey, I'm Scott, the man who watches birds and polishes turds. I want to wish everybody, it's the day after, but I want to wish everybody a happy Tet, and it's the year of the dragon. And so,
that's right.
Yay for that. And then, what was the movie with Kurt Russell and Robin Williams in the football?
Robin Williams?
Yes.
The best of times.
What's that?
The best of times?
Yes! The best of times.
That.
Never seen it. You're actually naming a movie I've never seen.
That is a phenomenal one. It's Kurt Russell. It's Robin Williams.
It's on Tubi.
It's a great movie. Yeah, it's a great movie. So
Dell remembers the name of your cat.
It is on Tubi. Great job.
So hello, channel member Indie Spoats and Keith E, patron Keith E.
Hi, Keith.
And the From Here to Paternity podcast is here.
Hi, everybody.
And Alex Lemons has arrived. Excellent. Sorry. Onward. Next.
Hey, I'm Damien D-Man from Here to Paternity as well. One of my favorite football movies is The Longest Yard from 1974. Not the newer Adam Sandler version. Not that one isn't also funny, but 1974 Longest Yard. And Friday Night Lights is a good one. And The Program has always been one of my favorites. So yeah. So
we used to watch The Program right before games.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Greetings, Danny.
Pass it on to Thrash.
Thrash, are you there?
Crash, can you hear us? Just
Well, you know what?
calling you Crash.
You read my... Well, first of all, I'm Thrash Pondo Ponds, otherwise known as Bob. And great to see you all. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or we could.
Uh-oh, he froze.
He froze again.
Oh, no.
Crash Pondo Ponds.
I've been derailed. I'm just going to continue, and hopefully that you guys can actually hear me. I froze again.
little bit.
All right. I too like the Longest Yard, but I'm going to add a wrinkle. I even liked the remake.
It was decent.
With
Yeah. It's just
that,
I think the original was better.
Sandler.
It's one of the few Adam
Believe
Sandler
it
movies that I do like. So,
Believe it or not, a lot of people didn't. I thought it was great. I didn't think Thrash likes, so I'm going to do The Longest Yard as a compendium.
He froze again.
Trying to piece it together here, bud.
Yeah, compendium? What? Well, while he's trying to figure that out, let me say hi to a couple more people. Well, actually, just one more person. We got Tracy. Hello, Tracy.
Hey,
Always
Tracy.
good to see you.
Crazy.
So, it looks like Bob disappeared. So, it's up to you, Lance.
All right. How about Brian's song?
Oh, yeah.
Great one.
That is an
Great
excellent one.
That's
Forgot
the
about
first
Rudy.
Lifetime movie.
I was surprised nobody mentioned Ruby yet. Yeah, Rudy.
Rudy.
Brian's song is the first Lifetime movie for guys.
That's true.
Yes.
That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
Mhm.
That scene. Oh my! If you're not crying in the movie, you're not human.
You
Yeah.
are correct, sir. Yes.
what-
You have any others?
Well, I mentioned it before we got on. How about Varsity Blues?
Oh, right, Varsity
Yep,
Blues.
yep.
Absolutely.
Because Paul Walker in the movie played a guy named Lance.
Oh yeah.
Nice. That's right. Yeah. And my favorite line from that movie, like I said it earlier, but like, she's a tan. She's a freaking tan. Like, that is like all time.
Ah, yes, and the
Alright.
Water Boy. Speaking of Adam Sandler.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, the water boy. Bobby Boucher. Bobby Boucher.
My mama says,
So anyway, we're gonna go.
so angry because they got all those teeth and no
Exactly,
toothbrush.
and of course that's
Conrad.
also the movie where the
No,
line
it's fine.
"You can do it all night long"
Uh-oh.
comes from.
Travis Rose again.
We haven't even started to make a call on Thrash, but I don't think that's gonna work today. So okay, let's go ahead and get started with Alien Invasion movies. Wow, that was really hard to say for some reason. And if you missed last week, we did talk about a few really cool ones. We talked about The Thing. We talked about Mars Attacks.
Independence Day.
Right. Independence Day,
War of the
not
Worlds.
Infinity War, but the Avengers. Like stuff like that.
V.
Yeah, V, of course.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna go ahead and get started this time with a kind of off the wall choice, but one that I grew up with and actually kind of scared me a bit, and that's Ghoulies.
Is that an? They're aliens?
Yes, it is totally an
Oh.
alien invasion movie. They're kind of, it's kind of like Lilo and Stitch, which I guess could also be on this list. In that like they're genetic experiments they're like alien genetic experiments that come down to Earth and are being chased by like intergalactic cops. But basically they're just like tribbles mixed with gremlins, and they shoot poisonous little spines out of their backs. And that's what scared me when I was a kid. I was always, because there's like a scene where there's one under somebody's bed and it like hits him in the ankle with one of those spines and it like poisons him. And for some reason that scared the crap out of me as a kid. That and Pet Cemetery, where Gage like slices the guy.
Oh,
in
the
Achilles
Achilles
tendon.
heel. Yeah.
Oh.
Ugh.
I was always terrified to get out of bed because of that. It's like,
And
can we
looks
just
like-
have the mattress on the floor?
Mr. Pickles has joined the live stream. Hey.
But yes,
Yeah.
the Critters is
I think-
fantastic. I mean, it's a cheesy, stupid
Critters.
movie. I doubt it's aged well at all. But like, I grew up on it and I loved it. And like the VHS cover was like a ghoulie coming out of the toilet. I mean, come on, it was great. Anybody else have anything to say about Ghoulies?
I have not seen that whole movie. I've seen parts of it. So I think it was one of those things where I tried to watch it when I was a kid and couldn't, kind of thing,
Right.
you know?
I understand that. Yeah.
It's been a long time though.
I like I'm looking up at the cast and like you've got
And Dr. Phlox is in it from
Oh, yeah.
Star Trek Enterprise.
you've got yeah, Peter Grizzle. But like Mariska Hargitay,
Agardi
Oh,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
SCU.
yeah,
Jack
that's the one.
Nance, Like, yeah, it just a really like, I was like, I did not expect, but you know, you got a lot of people that are starting in different areas and you know, different movies, so it's always good like to see some of like where they started from. So.
I think Daryl is just here for your cat, D.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Well, Thrash may have to just join us in the comment section. And I'm sorry, Thrash. We all understand technical issues. We've all
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah,
Very much so.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I did
Anybody
want
see
your input on
Ghoulies
my
2?
pick in a little bit, but you know, so stick around and
I'll keep an eye
comment.
for him in the comments.
Yeah.
Anybody ever watch Ghoulies 2?
There is a sequel, that's right. I don't remember if I ever actually saw it, but I know there's a sequel.
Wikipedia says it was a satanic cult.
Yeah, according to Indy, I'm remembering it wrong, and
Yeah.
they're actually summoned demons.
Uh-oh.
So maybe it's not an alien invasion. But I mean, they come from outer space, so they're demons from outer space. I don't know.
I mean,
I guess
like
I
clown.
guess I really just confused it with Lilo and Stitch, because I mean it does have the intergalactic alien cops coming down, and they're all made of goo, and they can like transform into people and stuff. Yeah,
okay.
it's weird. It's a very weird movie.
Yeah. Oh no. And I remember watching like or seeing the case cover like at like when you're walking through like you know, your alfalfa video or your Blockbuster. You know,
You're right.
whatever, like,
I'm
video
thinking
store.
of Critters.
Yeah.
I may have named the wrong movie. Let me see.
Let's go with Critters. Go ahead.
I was
Start
gonna
with
say,
Critters.
Yeah.
critters are like tribbles,
Yeah.
hungry
Yes!
tribbles from outer space.
I am.
Yes.
This is all on me. This is my fault. I am stupid. Yes, Critters is the movie I was thinking of. Thank you, them. I'm an idiot. I will not
Critters-
apologize
Hey.
for it, but I am an idiot.
Critters I have
Hey,
seen. So, all the way through.
Hey, Tuck.
Yes.
Yes.
Guess who? Billy Zane is in Critters.
Who?
Billy Zane.
Yes.
Right. Billy
yes,
Zane
he
is in Critters. Absolutely.
Scott Grimes from the new
Orville. Yorville.
Orville, yeah, and then Dee Wallace and Lin Shaye and there's a bunch. What's his name? Oh yeah, Emmett Walsh, and then Billy Greenbush is the father. Montrose Haggins is the is in there. Like it's got a really like I would say they're still like, I would say they're upper B actors, right? They're in a lot of movies, lower A, like top B actors to me. I don't know, maybe they're C's, but like I love that cast, and it to me it still holds up because I watched it in preparation for this, so to me it still holds up.
It's weird looking up Ghoulies. Like both movies are kind of weirdly meshed in my brain. Like they're the same movie. I must have watched them in like a double feature or something as a kid. Because I'm getting them like really mixed
Yeah,
up. in
when
my
you
head.
said the Blob people, I was like, that sounds a lot like Critters. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it
okay.
Critters? Was it in Critters 1? Or I know they made a Critters 2, didn't they?
They made a couple of
Yeah.
critters, like more than two. They made a
Was
few.
it in Critters 1 where all the little critters join into one ball and then roll over
think-
the guy?
I think that's how it
And
ends,
it's
yeah,
all
like at
that's
the
left
end.
is
Yeah.
a skeleton after they
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
over him. Yeah. A ball of gnashing teeth.
Like when I think of that, that's like Critters is if trebles, trebles with trebles in Star Trek didn't scare you enough, let's go ahead and add a little extra to it.
Let's
right?
give
Like,
them teeth.
Teeth. Yeah.
teeth
And those
and
spines, man. I'm
and-
telling you, those spines are
Yeah.
what freaked me out.
Yeah, that part in the bedroom where the egg was under the bed and it
Yeah.
hatches and then it gets stepped on at the last second there. It was that whole scene. I was like shivering. I was like, no, don't put your arm out. No.
And Vim is right. They
Yeah.
do eventually go to space.
Mhm.
Brad Dourif.
Hey, wait a minute. What Leonardo DiCaprio in a Critters movie?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think he was. I think it was like part maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, it says he was in Critters 3. He was the lead in Critters 3, apparently. Wow, he's so young looking. Wow, he's a little kid. That's awesome. Yeah.
He's probably doing that and Growing Pains at the same time. So
I agree.
Fantastic.
Yes. Most of them are terrible, but I love them anyway. Like Leprechaun in Space. That's an awful, awful movie, but a hell of a lot of fun.
with Ice-T. Ice-T was in the movie.
Right. Yeah, that's true. He was.
Like, I gotta check this out, but I didn't realize that the guy that played Charlie would like survived into like it looks like maybe all of them. Like you would like the guy
You have to have a
that,
through character in that kind of series, yeah.
right? Yeah, because he's the one that like hears the signals in his fillings, right? And that classic, you know,
Yeah.
like
They're speaking to me through my teeth. Yeah.
right. That's really associated with schizophrenia, and yeah, he's in all 4 of them. Holy moly! I love that. Like the guy that's perceived to have a mental illness is able to make it through it all.
One of my favorite
yeah.
tropes in movies. So. Yeah. Crazy person who's not really crazy.
Angela Bassett's in Critters 4.
Wow.
And
I love
wow.
it. I love Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was like Indy that said Dourif or whatever, Brad Dourif. I love him. He was great in Deadwood. Like he's like I love like anything.
He's great in everything. He's great even in terrible movies. Like he's in that Exorcist sequel. It's not very good, but he's fantastic in it.
He's such a good actor.
Hey Tug. Little off topic. Angela Bassett was in a movie called Gunpowder Milkshake with Leah Olin, Carly Gugino, Karen Gilliam, Paul Giamatti.
Wow, that's a hell of a cast. Yeah, I mean, I love Angela Bassett. My favorite Angela Bassett is probably Strange Days because she's really badass in that.
It's a good movie.
Okay, well, Scott, it is your turn to pick a movie.
Okay. So I was gonna say Critters. So that was on my list, and I found, so that one's a hard one to find where to watch it like for free, but it's on Ridu Movies, and I've got the link for that and everything, so that'll be in our because I was like, you got to be able to watch this for free somewhere. It wasn't.
That's because you know me, Indy.
Yeah. But no, like it you know, you got to be able to watch some of these for free. I'm not going to ask someone to watch or pay money for some of it, but anyway, so that's going to be there. And so where I want to go is a little bit. This one's going to be a little bit off, like maybe a little bit of a stretch. I might get a little bit of groans, because is it truly an alien invasion? Like I wouldn't say it's like a militaristic invasion, but they are an alien species that are coming to the planet, existing in the planet, actually like lived on the planet, and that is the movie Cocoon.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
That. I mean, yeah, it's not really an invasion, but I did Arrival.
It's not
it's
not an invasion in the sense that they're trying to take over or anything like that, but they did invade our planet.
That's true.
They're coming to take our jobs, and so like right, and so like but like they came in, they had Atlantis. In the movie even says we built an Atlantis, and it sunk, and that was one of his mistakes, because he always says I make a mistake every 10,000 years, and then they live here in their cocoons without us knowing it, and then came back to collect them and everything, and came in here, you know, and stuff like that. And so it wasn't like a war invasion, but to me, like, that's still, if you're coming in, you know, illegally or whatever,
they were illegal aliens. Yeah,
they were illegal aliens. And so to
see,
me,
they
like,
called the wrong agency. They called like the FBI or the CIA or whatever, and they should have just called out,
right. Yeah, they didn't. And you know what? They weren't escaping persecution. They were just here.
Yeah,
right?
they
weren't
overstayed
they
their
weren't
visas.
Seeking,
Yeah.
They weren't seeking asylum.
Nope.
Right? They were just coming in. So like
and it's
no,
some fantastic like classic actors like Hume
Wilford.
Cronin and Don Amici and Wilford
Brimley.
who I think was
Wilford
probably
Brimley's great.
only in his 40s at that point, but
Yeah.
still, he's always been old.
Yeah. Wilford Brimley ever not old? I mean,
Exactly.
And
Jessica Tandy.
Steve Guttenberg, like
Brian Dennehy.
Brian Dennehy, that's right. I forgot he was in
he
that.
was great in it. And here's the part that broke my heart when I was watching it, and I was like looking up some of the actors and stuff like that. Like the all of the cast except for Steve Guttenberg and the young lady, the younger alien, Tawny Welch, all and Barrett Oliver, who was in Neverending Story. All of the cast has passed away.
And Daryl.
And so like it's to me, I'm like, all of the lead cast has passed away except for those three. And so I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. But great movie. It still holds up. It still holds up to this day. I watched it with my family. My girls, who are young, loved the movie. I didn't, I wasn't sure if they were going to enjoy it, but like they really loved it. So.
Wow. If you do an image search on Barrett Oliver and see what he looks like today.
Oh, yeah.
Not what I expected.
Yes. No. Yes. No.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah. Hey, wasn't he in Daryl?
Yeah, he's in Daryl. Absolutely. Yeah, which it's not up there anymore, but it used to be one of the ones I had on display. Yeah. Yeah, and I think Daryl is currently in the running on my Patreon for a movie that I'll cover next month. We'll see.
What's Daryl stand for?
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head. I used to be able to tell you.
Data Analysis Robot U Life Form.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Which is awesome, of course. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in forever. I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, I used to have that and Explorers on one VHS tape together. So.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Explorers. There you go.
And Cocoon on Rotten Tomatoes is an 82%. So even a 1985 movie. It's directed by Ron Howard. I didn't even realize
Ron
that.
Howard, of course.
Oh, great. Yeah, it's a really great movie. It still holds up. Like it's the acting. The actors are phenomenal. Like it's just it's great. It's great. I really love it.
All right.
Hey,
I guess that means it's your turn, Lance.
Oh, okay. How about Alienation?
Yeah, that's a good one. Yes. Yeah. Scott, I did a video on that.
And a movie.
Yeah, the movie came first, I think, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
James Caan and Mandy Patinkin. Great movie.
Oh yeah. That's it.
And Terrence Stamp is the bad guy. Anytime Terrence Stamp is the bad guy, your movie's awesome.
And there's a girl in it called Joe Scarbelli who was in the last season of Airwolf. But
Okay. That's you've exceeded my trivial knowledge. That's great. Yeah, basically that's like the early version of District 9. Only as much as I love District 9, I think Alienation kind of does it better.
What were they called anyway? What were the aliens called anyway? They had a name for them.
I don't remember what they're called. I really don't. Even though I just watched this movie and did a video on it like 3 months ago.
I was gonna say I just watched your video the other day on Eric. You should
Should have rewatched it.
The Visitors. Oh, that's the V. Sorry.
No, it's V. Yeah. They don't call it the Visitor. They have a name. They
newcomers.
have like an actual...
Newcomers. They're called the newcomers.
Newcomers.
Yeah.
There you go. I knew they had a name.
Oh, Wing It Productions is here. Hello, Wing It Productions.
Hey, Wing.
Yeah, we'll just call him Wing. That's why that works.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a great retrospective on Wing It's channel on Carl Weathers. That very.
Oh
yeah. A good just compilation of all the different movies he's been in.
My favorite, Action Jackson, hands down.
Of course. Yeah. I mean,
I like your ribs.
He's also going to show up in another movie that's on my list. We'll get there. Of course, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty obvious. Although, is that really an invasion movie? I don't know. We'll talk about it.
All right.
So, Damien, your turn.
All right. I'm gonna go with The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension.
Wherever you go, there you
go.
are.
Yeah, wherever you go, there you are. Yeah. Buckaroo Banzai, played by, Peter Weller, RoboCop.
Good cast.
Excellent cast. I mean, it's got John Lithgow, Jeff Goldblum, Ellen Barkin, Christopher Lloyd, Clancy Brown from Highlander.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs.
Yep. I mean, there was even a guest appearance by who was it? Hold on. Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis was in it even. She had a little cameo in there. Yeah, she was. She was his mom in that little flashback scene.
Okay. Yeah. It's been a while. And John Lithgow's the bad guy, isn't he?
Yeah, John Lithgow's the bad guy. Yeah, he is the evil Dr. Emilio Lizardo.
Right.
It's called the World Crime League.
Yeah,
World Crime League. That's right. That movie is an acid trip, man. It doesn't make any sense.
It's so 80s, and it's just so just all over the place at all times. And Buckaroo Banzai, the main character, who's a physicist and a neurosurgeon or
he's
brain
like an
surgeon.
Everything.
Yeah,
he's like
he's got all these degrees or whatever. A particle physicist, builds the oscillation overthruster that allows him to travel through matter by way of the 8th dimension.
And he's got the greatest suit anyone's ever worn in the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. Brings back on his vehicle. Or go ahead. What'd you say?
I love that ending scene. That dun, 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 that ending thing with all walking.
Right.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. It's like the ending of a music video or something.
That's a good movie.
Clap all you can, monkey boy.
And Thrash is right. The proposed sequel is going to be called The World Crime League. Yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Buckaroo Banzai actually flopped at the box office.
I know. But it's a cult classic, and
absolutely, we've all seen it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, crazy movie, but it's friggin' what are they called again? Was it Lectoids from Planet 10, black lectoids and red lectroids. That's it. Lectroids from Planet 10.
Have you seen it, Scott?
Yeah. Long time ago. Sorry, I'm getting the trailer and all that stuff to add for you.
Gotcha. But yeah, no, excellent movie. It's just funny, and of course, what stood out for me was Buckaroo Banzai, half of his lines in the entire movie sound like they came out of a fortune cookie,
Right. Bye, Keith.
Bye, Keith.
Yeah, I think I saw it on the old on USA way back in the day when they used to always run movies and stuff like that. I think
Nothing is ever what it seems to be, but everything is exactly what it is. Today's impossible is tomorrow's reality. It's okay, that's all a fortune cookie. And of course, wherever what was it, the where you are,
wherever you are, there you are.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, there you are.
Everywhere you go,
wherever you go, there you are. Yeah.
Right.
No matter where you go, there you are. Yeah.
And and it did have a hell of a cast, a lot of cameos. Rosalind Cash was John Emdahl. Yakov Smirnoff is in it.
Robert Ito, Vincent Schiavelli.
Schiavelli, the guy with the eyes.
Yeah. He was one of the red lectoids.
Yeah.
Jonathan Banks was one of the bad guys.
And Dan Hedaya, right? Dan Hedaya. Yeah.
Commando.
Oh.
Anyway, I guess that means it's my turn. Let me look at my list. I think I'll save my Godzilla pick for when we can have Thrash back.
That's very nice of you.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to another movie that I've done a review on, and that's The Blob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which the original or the remake?
I mean, I don't hate the remake, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the original mostly. Steve McQueen in like cheesy 50s sci-fi, the meteor that crashes to the earth and the old man pokes it with a stick and the blob comes out and grabs his hand. You know, it's classic. It's like a lot of times in like 50s sci-fi, people say this is about communism and the Red Scare and McCarthyism and all that. And usually it's kind of overdone, but in this case they're absolutely right. This is all about communism and like the threat of communism, and it's very silly but also very, very well done. They had no budget. This was an independent movie back in the 50s. How do you do that?
Oh wow.
Yeah. And they still managed to make the blob effects look pretty darn good, especially when the one guy's getting eaten in the window. And I mean, yeah, sometimes it gets really goofy, like when the diner gets attacked by the giant blob. That looks kind of goofy. But the blob coming out of the movie theater and everybody running away from it, that's great stuff. The only thing I don't like about the remake, I think, is that they kind of overdid the military aspect of it. They kind of like went a little too far over the top. But the remake did have some great scenes, like the guy reaching into the disposal and getting sucked in by the blob. I mean, come on, that's fantastic.
and the one when the one guy tries to pull the guy out of the blob and like his skin and everything just
just
peels
like,
back.
Peels
It's
back.
Like,
that's
God.
great practical effects.
Oh,
Yeah.
That one's like burned into my memory now. So.
Hey, Tug, remember the scene in the car where he tried to put his hand down that ghost dirt and he gets
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Just
Right.
oozes
Just
out of
oozes
her.
out all over. Yeah. That's a good
Guess who
scene.
that girl was? That girl was Erica Laniak from Under Siege.
That's right. From
Oh,
Under
yeah.
Siege. Yeah. You know, you're turning me around. I think I do like the remake.
They're both. They're both good. The remake's got some better special effects, but not. I mean, they're not like.
There's some that are still kind of iffy, but it's not bad.
Mostly just the practical effects are just a big ball of jello that.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Jiggle,
What's funny is that like the whatever concoction they used to make the blob in the original, it's still there. Like, it hasn't disintegrated or broken apart or anything. It's still exactly the same as it was. Like,
Really?
What is it now? 70 years ago? And like they bring it, like where they filmed it and where that theater is, they have a festival every year or so, and they bring out the bucket that has the blob in it. It's fantastic. It's so fantastic. Cool.
They do that too much longer and it might come alive and actually
Exactly. I don't know if I trust that thing.
gain sentience and start.
Andy asks a very interesting question. What movie was playing at the theater? I don't know. You got me. I don't have an answer. I should. I can kind of picture it in my brain, but the marquee is just gobbledygook in my brain. So I can't tell you. Oh, my flock is here. Hello, Sarah.
So, Sarah?
Plotter of Horror, also Bela Lugosi, something like that. Lugosi.
What? Something
I was just looking at trying to look at the Midnight Spook Show, Daughter of Horror.
Daughter of Horror.
Yeah.
You win. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Google wins.
Yes, Google Images wins.
It always does.
Yeah. Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. Somebody is remaking that. I just read about this. This is like news that just broke. Somebody's making a remake of the Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. I can't remember who it is though.
I know it's goofy, but I still love the Daryl Hannah version of that.
Well, that's yeah, that's good too. 50-Foot Woman. Hold on.
Like, my favorite thing is like when she's like trying to, was it Billy Baldwin? I think it is that's in it with her.
Yeah.
And she's like, they're in a relationship and she's like, we could still or whatever. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. Say no more. And he's like, what do you want me to do? Like, put on a wetsuit and a scuba outfit or whatever. And I'd like that to me still to this day, just like made me die laughing. Like, so like, you're crazy, lady. Like, this is over. We're done. And then that's what sets her off, or I think that is.
It's Tim Burton who's doing the remake.
Didn't they already do a remake in the early 90s?
Yeah, but this is like
that?
another
That's what I'm
remake.
talking about.
The Daryl
all right,
Hannah
yeah.
version.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I
This
was
will be
talking
the
about.
third version. Yeah.
What do you want me to do? Get on a scuba suit?
And it's gonna star Karen Gillian. Yeah.
Oh, Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula. Okay, Scott, your turn.
All right. I'm gonna go like this. It's a series, and this one like flat out messed me up. And it's A Quiet Place, part 1 and part 2. Like,
I have not watched any of them yet.
Really?
Yeah, and I want to, but it's one of those things where, like, I like scary movies, but I have to be in the mood for it. And just the whole idea of, like, having to be quiet or these things are going to kill you, just like that's like a... It doesn't sit with me well.
It's the only movie theater experience from the last like 20 to 30 years where I remember the audience actually did shut the heck up, you know?
Yeah.
They just sat there silently because
Yes,
they were worried the
for a
things were going to
change.
come get them.
like you get into it, and you know, it's free on Sling TV, or if you have Paramount, you can watch it, whatever. But like,
That's a good question, Indy. I like it.
So that's funny. That's really funny. And so like the ways that they go about having to like be creative with how they're quiet, how they move around without making noises, because you know, you think about like, you know, the sticks and the leaves and all that like crunching noise and stuff like that, and the things that you have to
that
do.
would be the 15-meter woman, by the way,
Right.
the metric.
And so but like
Sorry.
and then like
I hope that's what they name it in international release.
Attack of the 15-meter woman.
Thrash takes issues with your math.
Hey, I'm using a conversion program that does it perfectly every time. I don't want to hear it. 15.24 meters. Thank you.
There you go. Woohoo! We're on TV, everybody. Say hi to the TV. Woo.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure whenever my mom pops in, we're on TV too. So. What were we talking about?
Oh,
Quiet
we were
Place.
talking about Scott's pick.
Quiet Place. Right,
Quiet
right.
Place, yeah.
Hey, Scott.
And yeah,
The
Go
scene
ahead,
with
Lance.
the scene with the nail in the stairs. Oh my
God.
god.
Oh yeah,
Art.
yeah,
Yeah, that was
Oh.
awful.
yeah.
It's
And-
like right up
and-
there with Home Alone, you know?
Like to me,
And having to be quiet when you do that, like not being able to make a sound.
or delivering a baby.
Delivering a baby! That's the most insane part of the whole movie.
Actually, so I have brought this up in our live stream or in our like podcast and stuff like that, that there is a thing called hypnobirthing, and like the way that it like, you don't have like this whole concept of like women have to like scream. It's not saying that it's not like there's not discomfort and it's not or whatever, but you're not screaming bloody Mary whenever you're delivering, and it definitely is uncomfortable. There's no way to like not make it uncomfortable unless the woman's like under anesthesia, and so like right, just completely knocked out. But like but like there's techniques and tools with like hypnobirthing that actually I wanted to send it to you guys, because like, see, look, here's a video of a woman using it, and it actually is something totally different.
But it's not even just like her being quiet. It's like a baby. One of the noisiest things in the world.
Oh yeah. And then how they do that, and you go back
Put it in
also,
a box.
like, so here's the thing, like especially with me as a what's in the box? What's in the box? Right.
Indeed. Put Dakota Fanning in the Quiet Place universe.
Oh boy.
So I like
That-
as a dad, like first off,
As
the
a
cast,
father.
yeah, the cast is like John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, Melissa Sigmund, and Noah Jupe, like are exceptional. Like Emily Blunt, like I heard John Krasinski talk about his wife and what a talent that she is as an actress, and he was the one that directed this. He like helped in writing it, even though it was written by other people, and then he like has some writing credits and everything, and then wrote the sequel and directed the sequel. Like first off, John Krasinski, I really like as an actor. But his touting of his wife, Emily Blunt, and what a masterful job, like, he felt she did, I was like, that's just a husband, like, blowing, you know, like, just propping up his wife or whatever. She was phenomenal.
No, she's great. She's
beyond exceptional.
The deaf kid are the two who like steal the movie.
Oh yeah.
John Krasinski is kind of there. I mean, he does a good job, but his character is just kind of there. You know,
he's excellent, and like there's so many dad moments that I'm like,
ah, we lost Lance. Now we're all zoomed into
there's so many dad moments that it really just like again pulls at my heartstring, and when you sit there and you look, like when you have kids and you think about like how noisy they are and the terror as a parent that
and the movie starts you off with that like heartbreak.
I know. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, no.
It like hurts.
Oh, and like a perpetual state of trauma and grief, right? Like the levels of cortisol, like she's delivering a baby. Her cortisol levels have got to be through the roof through this whole thing. Like how that impacts the development of that fetus's brain and the risk of you know, the health risks that are associated that we know in the healthcare field that we know that come with that, like risk for mental illness, all these different things. Like Noah Jupe, to me, in both of them, like his perpetual state of like panic and fear, right? And like the parents constantly having to like, you can do this, you got to do this, and he's just frozen. Like he is frozen in fear. To me, I like the whole cast did an exceptional job and really made that movie as unsettling as it truly is. Like it's great. I cannot say enough about it.
No, I agree completely. Like it is fantastic. And the sequel's not bad. It's kind of more of the same, but it's not bad. And it's got Cillian Murphy in it. So.
Oh yeah.
I would be dead.
Cillian Murphy is one of the greatest.
I would be dead the first night in a world like that because I snore so loudly. it would just come for me from miles.
But I love how much
for all of us.
I love how much thought they put into that world, like the, post alien invasion world. And like how many different things they do to stay quiet and things that you wouldn't necessarily think of. Like whoever wrote that, like whoever really sat down and wrote all the details, if it was Krasinski or someone else, I don't know.
No, it's two other guys, but yeah.
Whoever did it, like, man, they did their homework. They really thought this thing through. That's hard work. Yeah. As a sci-fi writer, I respect the heck out of that.
And it like
no, Jeffrey Moore. No one has mentioned it now except for you.
That's on my list.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, but no, like, and then on top of it, like the opening scene, like when he's going through the or not the opening scene, but one of the early scenes, and he's going like trying to track everything, and he's trying to find communication and all this different stuff, and on that whiteboard is what is their weakness, right? Because it shows they've got armor, they got all this stuff. It's like you cannot stop them. So how do you survive in this? And that's the desperation. That like they're unstoppable.
Yeah, because they're not trying to stop the invasion. They're just trying to survive.
That's it.
That's all it is.
It's you've already lost. How do you like prolong this, right? Kind of feeling.
It's very cool, and it has a great badass ending. The first one does.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Lance, your turn. Lance,
how about I Come in Peace?
I Come in Peace. I
think I've seen that. Yeah, I know that movie.
Oh, I've never seen that.
With the killer disc that they're flying around the club.
Yes.
Yeah. Dolphin.
It's been years since I've seen that. Oh,
I do have memories of it, but yeah, like Damien, I haven't seen it probably since the 80s.
Yeah, I think last time I saw it was at my cousin's house in like 1992 or something like that.
Very cool.
Back in the day when, like, you watched everything on a VHS and whatever he had under the TV stand is what was going on, So,
wow. Yeah. You are like seriously bringing back some memories with that one.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Excellent choice.
The friggin' alien drug, or whatever. I guess he was extracting adrenaline or something from our
Right.
heads, you know. It was a alien drug that was like worth more than like whatever, you know. It's like cocaine for aliens or something.
Well, it was
Or
also the
meth.
plot of Alien Nation too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but yeah, the little saws he shot out. Oh man,
Is it also known as Dark Angel?
Yes, same
Yep.
movie.
Okay, same movie.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm looking up the right one.
And apparently, just in case you didn't get the cocaine analogy, the cop that is in the movie is named Jack Kane. So, Enemy Mine is I wouldn't call it an alien invasion movie, but it is a fantastic movie. It was one of my absolute favorites, and I did do a video on it on my channel.
One of my favorite, like, I'm looking at the cast, and you got Brian Benben, who is in
Dream On.
Dream On. Yes.
Right.
Dream On.
Which, yeah, that was like one of the, like, you know, TV shows that as a young man, like, made me the disturbing fellow that I am. And so, like, much, if you have any complaints about me, like, blame it on that. So HBO and Dream On. And so, but yeah, so I have fondness for anything that he shows up in a like, as far as movie shows or anything like that. So I will watch it just because.
Definitely find out where you
Brian
can
Benben and-
snag that one because
it's free on Tubi and Roku.
Nice.
really? I might have to watch that one again.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
I'm gonna put I Come in Peace / Dark Angel, so it'll be
come in peace. You
And
leave
go
in
in
pieces.
Yep.
Okay, Damien, your turn.
Oh, is it already?
Yeah, we only
Let
have
me
4 of
see.
us.
I think I'm gonna go with this one's gonna be kind of cheesy, but it's a lot of fun. I love this movie. My oldest daughter loves this movie. I love this movie. Pacific Rim.
You snagged it for me. I have that on my list.
Monsters, giant monsters versus giant robots. I mean, what can you not like about that? Giant monsters from another dimension.
Dimension, yeah.
Yes. Come here to rid the vermin that is the human race from this planet so that they can live on it.
And they just straight up call them kaijus. I love that.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Jaegers and kaijus.
There's not a whole, and then Jaegers and kaijus and just like the entire cast of that movie is just fun. What's the one scientist or the two scientists?
Charlie Day and I can't remember the other guy's name.
Isn't Charlie and Charlie Hunnam's in it? He's not a scientist, but
Burn Gorman. And then you got Ron Perlman in there.
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
Perlman.
Yeah.
Idris Elba, of course.
Yeah.
Gives his own little apocalypse speech.
Written and
The
directed-
apocalypse
I
is
think
canceled.
I think it's written by, but I know it's directed by Guillermo del
Toro, right?
Yeah.
And it's really cool. We're talking about this movie today on Super Bowl Sunday because Guillermo del Toro pitched it as a sports movie, as a football movie specifically. It's all about a retired quarterback coming back to the game.
I was gonna say that this movie is almost like The Replacements. It
is very similar to The
retired
Replacements.
quarterback
Yeah.
comes back to save the day. Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to talk about. Was it's almost like that, or like what was that boxing movie? With the guy that used to be a really big guy before the Depression, and then he's like,
Cinderella Man.
Cinderella Man. Yeah,
Cinderella
yeah.
Man. Oh,
right.
Yeah, it's the comeback kind of thing.
Yeah, we talked about V in the last episode, but V definitely Alien Invasion. It's classic Alien Invasion.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like Guillermo del Toro, he like on the audio commentary for Pacific Rim, because I listened to that because I'm an unapologetic geek. He did say, I really, really wanted to make a movie about football and sports and that aging quarterback, and I accidentally made a movie about giant robots and aliens.
It just kind of happened. It was
just
organically, Well, what if we make the football player a
two?
giant robot? And what if the opposing team are monsters?
Hey guys, what would you think about the sequel?
It's
The sequels, it's okay. I mean, it's more.
I will
giant
never forgive them what they
robots.
did to Mako.
Yeah,
I cannot forgive them.
yeah. It's more giant robots, but more about just giant robots. It's just kind of
It's not
I
as
don't
fun
know.
as the original.
They were reaching.
fine.
They were reaching. Yeah. It was still fun. It's a fun movie to watch, but the first was in my opinion a lot better. But,
I agree.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, guys,
It also
I gotta
always
go.
reminds me of Robot Jocks. Oh, you gotta go? Okay.
Bye,
Bye,
Lance.
Lance.
My phone's dying. So,
Oh,
see you next
Okay.
time.
Yep.
bye.
Bye. And then there were 3 again.
We
It's
just
just
never
like last
leave
night.
YouTube.
Yeah.
See, if you don't watch us on From Here to Paternity, this is exactly what happened last night. We just wound up all on our own.
I'm glad he brought up "I Come in Peace" while he was here. I
That
have
was
not
so
seen
great.
That movie
I
in
know, like, that was
forever.
just
I
like-
forgot about it in 100. I've seen it a dozen times. you
Pulled
know.
it out of my brain, you know. I
Yeah.
love that. That's great. That's one of the reasons I love having Lance on.
Yeah.
He always remembers these movies that I saw from my childhood that I've
Yeah.
forgotten.
Yeah.
He's really good at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Pacific Rim. It is one of my favorite movies. Period.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Robot Jocks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was a decent movie too. That was fun at least. I
That's
like
not an
fun
alien
movies.
invasion movie. That's
No,
just
but
giant
it's-
robots fighting
yeah.
each other.
Yeah. It's, you know.
It's just a Gundam movie, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like they're fun movies. So
Joel Haldeman. Okay, I didn't know that. I have to watch that movie again too. I haven't seen that since I
Yeah.
don't know, the 80s.
What movie was it?
Robot Jocks.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The effects in that one aren't the greatest because it was from the 80s, but the entire concept behind it of like, the main powers fight each other,
Right.
in an arena kind of thing. So
That's
yeah.
the kind of movie where it's cheesy and it's cheaply made,
Mhm.
but you know that the people behind it really just wanted to make that movie,
Yeah, yeah,
I love that.
yeah. That was a good one. I liked how they had like stands with spectators. It's like,
Right.
what happens if one of these things falls over on you? That's not very safe, guys. Come on.
Hello, Zami Adams. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I hope I did close enough. Robot Holocaust. Never heard of it.
Never heard of that one.
Interesting. Robot Holocaust. 1987, apparently. Oh, that looks fantastic. Oh, it's a Charles Band movie, of course. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into that one. Love me a good Charles Band movie. I mean,
Ooh,
there are
that
no
looks-
good Charles Band movies, but you know what I mean.
I think I may have seen part of that movie before. It's been a long. If I have, it was a long time ago. But
Well, speaking of Charles Band, I'm actually going to mention the movie that I'm going to mention is not actually Charles Band, but it is the Puppet Masters, not Puppet Master, which is the Charles Band version. The Puppet Masters, which is based on Heinlein, alien things that like attach to your back like stingrays and take over your brains. Very Invasion of the Body Snatchers / Star Trek. The
Which one was
book, the Puppet Masters with Donald
Puppet Masters.
Sutherland. The book is classic Heinlein in that he, for some reason, manages to make everybody get naked. It's like just one of the things he likes to do, make all his characters naked, because then you could see the thing on everybody's back. So naturally, everybody has to walk around topless. It just has to be. They don't do that in the movie for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, it's got him, and I think it's also got Keith David in it. I don't remember.
Yes,
I have not seen that, but that looks really cool.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't
awesome.
yeah.
Julie Warner.
I mean, it isn't like the best made movie. I'll be honest with you. It's a very early '90s cheese fest, but I love it. It's great. Oh yeah, Charles Band did do Robot Jocks, didn't he? I didn't even think about that. So you've never seen it, honestly? Have you seen it, Scott?
No.
Wow, I'm the only one. I bet Thrash has seen it.
Yeah, I've seen I remember seeing it in Blockbuster, but I never actually.
See, Thrash had issues because it doesn't follow the book, which it doesn't. Not really at all. Because they're not naked.
They're supposed to be naked, damn it.
The book also takes place in the future, and the movie takes place in the present day and stuff like that. But it's still fun. I like it. It's not a great movie, but I like it. It's very similar to the '93 version of Body Snatchers, which is that's the one that's set in a military base. Yeah, you've got Arlie Ermy staring at the camera going, conform! I mean, like, it's pretty on the nose with its metaphor. Anyway.
Ooh, I found it for free.
Which one? Puppet Masters?
YouTube. Yes. Yes. Oh, excellent. So, because I was like, oh, it's only like for rent or purchase, but I found a link on YouTube where you can watch it for free. So that'll be in the description below.
Cool. I'm fairly certain I own it, and I could probably do a review of it this year, right? It's 94.
Yes, 94.
Yeah, awesome. Got to find out like what day exactly so I can like time it right. October. Okay, I got some time. Oh, I won't be able to do it on its day because October's my month of horror. I'll do it in November. Oh yeah, the lead, he's terrible. He's just not good at all. Anyway, okay, Scott, your turn.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get all the other information, stuff like that going. Okay, so I'm going to go with one that I'm really debating. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this one. The most recent in the series, but also the original in the series. And so the most recent is Prey, the original is Predator.
Ah, that was also on my list.
Yeah, sorry,
yes.
but like,
no, it's good.
Excellent. Like Prey, first off, like Carl Weathers.
Yep.
Yeah, he just recently passed away, so we got to honor that man. Like, to be a football player and then to be such a great actor.
You're gonna regret saying that, Indy.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Indy. But no, like, yeah. So Carl Weathers, to start off as a football player and a great football player, and then to transition into acting. He recently passed away. Did so many diverse, like he was Apollo. He was in The Predator. He was Billy Madison. Like diverse characters. All of them. Mandalorian. Like.
Yep.
Like across this whole like series or all these different genres, right? Playing different characters and playing them well, just to me was a testament of how good of an actor he is, or was. And it's really sad that we lost him. And then Predator's just like, that was just one of those like, this is amazing. You know, it was like,
get to the chopper.
Yeah. Right. Like when you were wondering, could we up the ante on Rambo? And then you have Predator and you're like, oh yes, we can. This is phenomenal. Right. And then Prey
Prey was
like,
excellent. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
17, I think
excellent.
It's 1792, you know, going against an indigenous tribe. I think, oh gosh, I can't remember the tribe.
I don't remember either, but
I think it's one of the Lakota. Maybe it was like Blackfoot. I don't know. Anyway,
that sounds right, actually. Blackfoot.
But I think it's Blackfoot.
Great Plains Comanche.
Okay, Comanche. Okay, and
Totally wrong.
Yeah, I knew it was in the Great Plains, so I was kind of close, and so like just a little bit too far north. But no, like just excellent. No, Indy, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Like, I don't like to give spoilers, but it is.
It's also directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That's right.
Really? Okay.
That's right. Yeah,
and he is making another one. He just announced it, like another Predator movie.
Yeah. You're right. And so I think it's going to be like, I think Prey's going to have like, I don't know if he's going to do it, but I think Prey's going to have a sequel. Cause it was phenomenal.
It was so good. It was way better than, like, I was so burned by The Predator, but like I had lost all faith in the franchise, but then
everything
Prey
after
came around.
Predator 2 was kind of like,
I don't mind the Predator, or I don't mind Predators. I mean, it's very it's not as good as the first
Yeah.
one, obviously.
But like Prey, like brought it back, kind of thing.
Yes,
it's like,
absolutely.
It brought it back to its roots of what it should be, and yeah, it's great movie. I need to rewatch that because it's been a while.
So I don't know if I've seen that or not, but what are y'all's thoughts on? And I want to bring this to the audience too. What are your thoughts on Aliens versus Predator? Like, what was your thought on that movie?
They're stupid.
Okay.
It's 100% like
Money
pandering
grab.
to money grab, pandering to Aliens fans and Predator fans, and the whole scene from Predator 2 where they see an alien skull in the ship. That's where that all came from,
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
yeah,
and for a long time, fans wanted that mashup, and they did it in the comics.
But we all thought it was going to be like out in space. We didn't think it'd be on Earth in a pyramid in friggin' Antarctica.
You see, here's the thing. There was a script for an Alien versus Predator movie that came out not long after Predator 2. I don't remember who wrote it, but it went around in Hollywood for a decade. And it was really, really cool, really, really good, but it would have been really, really expensive. And so then after a whole bunch of different directors had their hands on it and played around with it, and nobody was able to make it, they just gave the property to Paul W.S. Anderson of Resident Evil fame. And he's the one who just like scrapped that awesome script and made his own, and that's how we got Aliens vs. Predator. So if you've read the original script, which is really, really cool, I highly recommend it. Find it online. I'm sure you can. You should, because it's so good. And the movie's not that at all. And if you read that, then the movie's just going to disappoint you to no end.
It was interesting.
Sort of. That's why I kind of say like the original and Prey, because like thank you.
Worst execution, yes.
It like the original and Prey, because like there's a long stint of these like attempted money grabs of the Predator IP, and just like we I think we talked about it last night about Mystery Science Theater and its impact on like older movies and stuff.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like
people view them.
These Predator movies like that came after like the sequel and stuff like that. Like basically, I think they are perfect for Mystery Science Theater to laugh at, right? And it's
Well, there's some great YouTube videos on the Predator that I would highly recommend. Yeah,
it's
just tearing it a new asshole.
Yeah, it's just terrible, right? And so, but Prey just kind of really like brought the IP back. It is really, really well done. Like to me, it honors the indigenous people. It honors the even like to me like. The Europeans that you come across, like I don't think that it really, as a person of European descent, I don't think it necessarily insults them, right? Because again, like they're like
interesting.
It's not a good look, but it is what it is. But like to me, I think it was like a little bit earnest in a lot of how their view of the indigenous people here, and I think they did a really, really, really good job, a really great job of this movie, and highly recommend. It's on Hulu. Prey,
that's where
and Predator is on Max. So
I like Predator for it being like this. It's essentially a send up of 80s masculinity in a movie that is famed for being about 80s masculinity. It's like it's kind of a critique of the very thing that it is. I love it when movies do that. That happens a lot actually, but I think Predator's a great example of it. I love it. It's a great movie. And when I was a kid, before I ever saw the movie, just like reading the back of the VHS box at Blockbuster or wherever, like just that scared me. The idea of this invisible alien hunting you, that's
in the jungle.
That's gonna mess you up.
Oh, and when you hear that whatever noise, like just like in the like you're looking around and you hear that noise and there is nothing there, and it's like you feel like you're being stalked.
The
right?
first time I saw that movie and you see, what was the guy in Predator that had the friggin' chain gun? Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, Ventura.
Yeah.
So he sees he was with, he he gets shot and he just, falls down and his buddy grabs the gun. He sees the eyes flash.
Right.
When the eyes flashed, it was like, that was one of those moments in the movie. I was like, oh my God. What is it? I'll never forget the first time I saw that and the feeling I got from it, So.
And then on top of it, the look of the predator, right?
Yeah.
Like the mouth is so alien, right? But then you look at him and like it almost looks like dreadlocks, right? Yeah. Like you're like it's this love fear kind of construct with him because he looks so cool, except for the weird mouth thing going on. That's a little bit, but other than that, like so cool.
Dreadlocks, alien with dreadlocks,
right?
Yeah.
Like
he's got like crab face going on there.
Yeah. But no, like that noise. Like when I think about it, like it reminds me of the clicking noise that a cat does right before it's about to attack its prey.
The chattering. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That's what it kind of reminds me. And so for me, I think that's like I was just trying to think about that, and that to me, I think is what creeps me out because it reminds me of that cat chattering, which means like I'm about to get eaten, like I'm about to get torn up. Like this is terrifying. And so yeah,
but I ain't got time to bleed.
If it bleeds, you can kill it.
I also like that that's a movie where the camera can just pan up to like the canopy of trees and slowly zoom in, and for like just a whole minute of that can be menacing and suspenseful as heck. It's just a shot of the leaves. It's great.
They keep you on edge the whole movie, and that's that's the great thing about it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've talked about Predator enough.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, my turn.
Yep.
I know we've dropped the name Invasion of the Body Snatchers a whole bunch. But
I don't think we've actually
discussed
talked about
it.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, I'm going to bring out Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Both the 1956 and 1978 versions.
Agreed.
Which are my two favorites. They're both a definite product of their time.
Absolutely.
Made about 20 years apart. The 1978 version is very 70s, and the 1956 version is very 50s.
Yep.
So my preference, I can't say that I like one better than the other as much as you have to take them for what they are. The 1956 version I think had a slightly better execution overall of the idea of the body snatchers and what was going on. It feels more, I don't know, it's a little scarier, not like practical effects wise or whatever, just like the whole idea of you don't know why this is happening, and all of a sudden they figure it out and everyone's against them, and that it's just anyway, I don't want to give any spoilers to anybody that hasn't seen it. I'm sure quite a few have, but the 1978 version, I mean, you got Donald Sutherland in there. You got friggin' Jeff Goldblum, Brooke Adams, Veronica Cartwright, Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, trying to get away from Spock by being like a hippie guru, pop psychiatrist.
Yeah, pop psychologist. Yeah, he was like telling people to just tune out, kind of thing. Just ignore it. Whatever it is, whatever this menacing feeling you're having, just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Great psychological advice there, Doctor.
Yeah, it's like, all right, yeah, good for you, man. And then, the original, of course, got Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy's in the 78 version as well.
He is, yes, he is. He has a bit part, I think.
He just shows up and rams on their window. They're here, then runs away and gets killed. Yeah.
But the one thing I do love about the 1978 version is the ending, the very end.
Oh, of course.
That last
is a
scene,
classic scene.
Where you got Veronica Cartwright, who has the ability to, like, on her face express the most horrific look, of horror, and just it's just like you can feel it just by looking at her. You don't even have to hear her scream. Just looking at her face, you're like, oh my God. And then the scream coming out of Donald Sutherland, the howl. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh,
so good.
Yeah, excellent movies. I really enjoyed rewatching them for this. And
I have done videos on both of them.
I saw the 1956 version when you did. I didn't see the I have to go back and watch the 1978 one. But
that's good. I mean, like, the thing I like about the 78 version is I feel like it really gets like the 56 version's about how menacing small town life can be, whereas the 78 version's more about how menacing the city can be. Like they filmed it guerrilla style, so there's just a lot of like random footage of the city of San Francisco of people just being off and weird, and those are all genuine moments that were caught on camera. It's great. They make the city seem menacing just because everybody's being weird, you know. And I love that. I absolutely love that.
The 56 version, it almost becomes cultish. You
yes,
know, like
it is like a 50s cult coming after you.
There's a cult, you know, coming to convert you to this the pod people, you know.
Right.
So yeah, there's just that completely different, you know, take on it. Yeah. So yeah, great movie. Scott, have you seen them, both of them, or
a long time ago? I have
long
seen
time
Eric's
ago?
reviews.
Gotcha.
Yes,
There is actually 4 Invasion of the Body Snatcher.
Yeah, there's a 90s version, I think.
Yeah, the 90s version is the one that's set in a military base.
Okay.
And it's got people in it. Lawrence Fishburne, the guy from Oz. I can't remember his name.
I think I may have seen part of that movie, but I don't think it's been years if I have.
Yeah.
So.
Eric, which ones would you want me to put in the
Just the first 2. It's fine.
The first. Okay, thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Like it's like, which ones do you want me to actually recommend people go watch and get that information? Because
And then there's one from the early 2000s with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig that makes the unforgivable sin of doing away with the pods. And it's just about an alien infection movie. It's stupid. It's not.
I've never seen that version. And
I don't
probably
really
never
recommend
will.
it. Right.
Probably never
Yeah.
will.
Gabriel and Ware. That's the name I was trying to remember. Gabriel and Ware. And yeah, it's not bad, but it's not the first 2, in my opinion.
Looks like we may have time for one more apiece if we.
Okay. So is it my turn? Yeah. Let's do one more big round, and then we'll quit. And we will have a part 3. It's already been decided. I could go either 50s or modern. I'm gonna go modern. This is a pretty recent one. This is like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. Life.
Yeah, it's on my list. That's a good one.
This one's cool because it's not realistic at all, but it feels realistic. You know what I mean? Like, it's got a very good sense of verisimilitude of like people on a space station finding just some random thing in space, and like it's very quickly like spirals out of control and becomes a threat, and they don't even realize how to take care of it and how to deal with it. And I love that. I love that kind of story. It's a very like 80s, early 90s kind of story, but it's done in a much more sophisticated way. It's better than it has any right to be. I'm still not convinced the ending twist makes any sense. The more I think about it, the less sense it makes, but it doesn't matter. Jake Gyllenhaal is great in it. Ryan Reynolds is in it.
Yeah,
and I'm
funny as always.
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil what happens. But if you watch the trailer, you should probably figure that out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it, but what gets me about it is one of the biggest names in the cast dies early. And
Yes.
like, you know,
In a
it's
horror
like,
movie, that's
really?
kind of good to do that. You know, you kind of have to do that in a horror movie.
Yeah, true.
And Danny, it's on my list. I guess we'll save it for part 3, but we will talk about it in part 3.
Oh, Life Force. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Another
But
one I
yeah,
haven't seen in a
Life.
while.
I really like it. And I remember it came out around the same time as Venom, and a lot of people were like, it's a prequel to Venom, which would have been interesting, but no.
Yeah, actually, that would have been
That could
interesting.
have worked.
Yeah.
But no. So, Scott, have you seen Life?
I have not seen it. I want to see it, but it creeped me out. Like,
It's creepy.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
creepy.
The whole concept and everything just creeped me
There's
out.
a
that
scene-
I'm
I'm not spoiling it too much, but there is a scene where a guy like just like touches the basically space amoeba, and it like wraps around his hand. He's like, oh look, it's just like caressing my hand, and then it fucking breaks his hand.
Yeah.
It's like, ah!
And you know, again, not trying to spoil anything, but like when it crawls inside the one dude, just oh my god, oh my god,
It is a creepy movie. I will give you that. It's very creepy.
Oh, and the
And
fact
I'm sorry
that it
for
can, like,
saying a bad word.
get into the spaces between things and like you know in the spaceship, and they can't get oh anyway, yeah, I don't want to like spoil anything for anybody that hasn't seen it, but it's the whole idea of this little tiny thing.
Damien,
Yeah,
the
it's
more
just
you
like a little
talk,
tiny
you're
single
you're
cell.
going to
That's what it starts
spoil.
with.
Like,
Huh?
the more
Yeah, we
Damien
should stop
speaks,
talking, or
Yeah,
we will
yeah,
spoil the whole
You
thing.
will spoil. You'll tell
Yeah, sorry. I will shut up now. Good movie though. It's creepy.
It is a good movie.
Fucking creepy. Oh, sorry.
It looks good.
No,
You
I
need to
said
say
a bad
that.
word first, so
Yeah.
it's my fault. I broke that seal. Okay, Scott, your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna go also with a modern one that I thought was really good, artistic, but also a little bit terrifying, and that's Annihilation with Natalie Portman.
Yes,
good one.
Excellent choice.
That wasn't.
I love
Isn't
that
that based on Lovecraft?
It's not Lovecraft. It's a book by somebody who was trying to imitate Lovecraft.
Oh,
which he did a really, really good job.
Yeah,
it's
very Lovecraftian. I'll give it that. But yeah.
It's you've got I gotta pull up the
Danny, that's also on my list. You've got a copy of my list, don't you?
Yeah, I know, right? Sorry, I'm trying to research all the stuff that we're bringing up, and then but it's got Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac, Tessa Thompson, Jennifer Jason Leigh. Like, it has got a great cast. Gina Rodriguez does a great job. Like, it is beautiful.
It is.
And terrifying.
It is.
Right? Because it's one of those things that
wild job of mixing the two things, like beautiful and terrifying. Like,
right?
It can be like the grisliest, nastiest, most disgusting thing you can imagine, but it's also beautiful. I love that.
If you look at nature, like a lot of like the, like even the anchorfish, right? Like the, or the snapping turtle, right? Has that little like...
Look, the anglerfish is an abomination.
Yeah, right. But like it has this like little thing to hypnotize you and entice you. And then as you're like fixated on this thing, bam, that's when it comes and gets you. And that to me is what's so terrifying about this is that it's so beautiful that you're in awe of like the it's almost like what dreams may come, kind of like artistic beauty, right? That like you're in awe of this.
Indy said it at exactly the same time.
Nice.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Like you're in awe of like what kind of like beauty this is, and that's what puts you at it drops your defenses and puts you at risk, because the things that happen you're not expecting, and it's it's really, really well done. And then also the psychological part, right? Like why everyone is going. The one thing I missed, and I don't know if you guys, and I forgot to ask my wife because we watched it together, but why this particular group that we're following is all female cast, or all female group, versus like, and so I wasn't sure if there was something like that they said explicitly that I missed or what.
In the story there's no mention, like it's not brought attention to within the story, but from what I understand it was written that way intentionally. It was trying to be like just the opposite. It was just trying to be like a feminine take on it, instead of just a group of men seeing something alien, because that's been done a bajillion times, right? Yeah.
And so
and also like it dealt with a lot of like emotions that I feel kind of come more naturally from a female perspective. Like it's dealing with a lot of different, and these characters have to explain their emotions to each other, so it's a lot easier if you have a female cast to do that. There's a bunch of men, they're going to be like in Predator, they're not going to talk to each other like that,
well, I wish we had more of that, because when you talk,
I agree, but like no, I respect the movie for what it's doing.
I think it's because like I think the Predator is like kind of concept is a projection, but when you actually talk to soldiers, no, it's not realistic. No, right.
Like I said, Predator's a send up of that like machismo attitude that we think we're supposed to have. Yeah,
but like if you I there's almost part of me that I wish that it would have been a male grouping that then explored these emotional aspects, right? Like, why are these people, and that component as to like, why are these people going in, right? When no one else is coming out, why do you choose to go in? And they set it up like that, and they kind of talk about like the psychological components of how they deal with stress and how they deal with life, how they deal with these different things, and what has led them to make this choice that of going into something where there's very likely no chance of coming back out. to understand what's going on and everything and put.
Well,
your
the first
basically-
group that was sent in was all men, like
Right,
the one headed
yes.
by Oscar Isaac. It was all men,
Yes.
and they all failed.
Yeah.
It's not,
Well,
not a
and
surprise.
there was I think there was also even multiple groups or something like that. But yeah, everyone in that they keep on saying
From the number
everyone that
of
goes in, nobody
bones
comes
that they
out.
find in the
A lot of
place, and the
people have
number
gone
of
in there,
bodies,
yeah.
there were several groups sent in at some point. Back to the whole beauty thing that you were talking about earlier. One of the most horrific but yet also beautiful things that in that movie was the scene with the I don't know how else to describe it other than that it looks like people became mold.
Yes,
Yeah,
like the
that
one guy
whole-
like against the wall and
just
flowering out from him.
Yeah, that was just like holy. It's like because it's like beautiful, but at the same time, it's like that's just grotesque. It's disturbing, So
it's like Dead Space, but beautiful.
Yeah,
No, it reminded me. Is it The Last of Us or?
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah,
to
The Last of Us. The whole
cordyceps thing.
the spores growing.
But that's not exactly what's happening in Annihilation.
No,
like I've
no.
seen
but-
Annihilation about half a dozen times, and I still can't fully explain it. And I think that's part of the point it's trying to make. Is that like the unknowability and the terrifying? That's what makes it feel like Lovecraft. Is that
It's
like
kind of like
there's knowledge.
It's kind of
that
like
is beyond
watching
you.
The Color of Space.
Yeah.
You can't really understand what's going on most of the time.
Yeah.
So,
And you're right,
Anyway.
Vim. It is very similar to Stalker.
Yeah.
And they're going to a zone. Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. Okay. Yeah, it's a good movie, and I do recommend the book. It's different, but it's also very well done. So yeah. I guess that means it's your turn, Damien.
Oh, decisions. What to go with here? Suspense or like gory.
While you're
Scary.
deciding that, Vin,
Yeah.
I want to thank you for bringing that up. It's on Max. I'm gonna watch Stalker. I've never seen Stalker.
Oh,
Thank you.
get ready.
Yeah.
Did you watch Solaris?
I watched your review. I haven't seen.
Okay. Well, that'll prepare you enough.
I have not seen Stalker either, so I'm writing that one down.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes too.
Really? Is
Yeah.
it an alien invasion movie?
No, no, it's not.
So it's
But
unrelated. Okay.
yeah, you should just
8.1 on IBM, 85% on Metacritic, and then 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
you have to give it your
I
full
got
attention, and that might be hard.
How much I want to discuss this one movie, I think I'm gonna do that next time if I get to it before somebody else. So I'm gonna go with Signs instead.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
good choice.
Yeah, great choice.
Yeah, it's a overall it's a good movie. Good story. M. Night Shyamalan, got the twist ending and all that stuff too. And the way that they kind of weave in different parts of the story together and the flashbacks and the fact that all of these different things have to come together, and did they actually happen on purpose at the end there?
Right.
That's kind of, I always kind of like that, but also just some of the scenes from that movie, like when Mel Gibson comes home and they got their foil hats on. It's just like
He walks in and what the heck happened?
Yeah, what the heck are you guys doing?
His brother joins
And
in.
the guy he's reading that book by whatever the scientist was, Bebo or something like that, or it's like, oh, and he's a scientist, is he now? Okay, yeah. But just the way that they build up, like, we don't know what's going on. They thought that there's just some guys from the next farm over messing with their crops, and and then there's all these different signs, and signs is kind of a, alludes to the ultimate wrap up of the movie.
Signs that
Signs from
restore your faith and all that.
Yeah, signs from God or signs of the existence of these aliens. So it's all very
in.
clever.
Yeah.
But I do have a big problem with that movie though. And I'm
why
sorry,
would the
spoiler
aliens-
alert. A spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen it. And if you haven't seen it, you've been hiding under a rock. I thought everybody watched that movie when it came out. But why, as an alien species, would you come all the way here to only steal a few, 100,000 of us or something? And you're allergic to water.
which
You
is
come
like
to a planet
70%
that's
of the
70% water to steal beings that are what are we?
mostly water. Ugly bags of mostly
ugly
water.
bags of mostly water. It's like, and wouldn't it have made more sense for them to just like hover above like a cattle, ranch or something and just suck up a bunch of cows and be like, all right, see you. I mean, did they really have to come and just like steal
They should
people?
have had the daughter like
Well,
drinking orange juice or something.
Yeah.
Something highly acidic or something.
Yeah, but it's just water. Water.
Here's my thinking with that, right?
Yeah.
Because yes, I agree with you. Like why when there's so much water, right? And it's a pretty big weakness. It's a pretty big issue to come to a water planet when you're not a fan of water. But cattle also large proportion of water.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just saying is why would they go to
But-
the trouble of attacking things that can fight back?
Well, because
I mean, that's also a problem in a lot of them alien invasion stories.
Yeah.
If they want to take over the world, they don't even have to land.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. But here's my if you're because why are you stealing them? Because maybe we're servants, right? Or enslaved beasts of burden. Just why do we take cattle and use them, or horses and use them in our fields, or put them in these animals in our zoos when so many of them could kill us? Why are we collecting cobras when they can kill us? It's a dangerous thing or whatever. But why are we collecting stingrays? Jeff.
There's
Goldblum,
there's a really good explanation for the water thing by Chris Stuckman, who does he's got his own YouTube channel. He's really cool. I'll find a link and I'll put it in the description of his video where he basically breaks down. He's a huge defender of M. Night Shyamalan, but Signs in particular, he feels like he's gonna die on that hill. He's gonna defend that movie.
I mean, I love the movie. It's a great movie. It really is. But that one little thing just has always bugged me.
And yeah, Vim's right. In more of the worlds, they're defeated by bacteria, but it's harder to see bacteria from space, whereas from space you can tell we're water.
Yeah.
No, that's a movie that if I ever want to be reminded of why M. Night Shyamalan had so much potential is that movie. That's an amazingly directed film. It is visually stunning. And it's an alien invasion story told from the point of view of people out in the fields, literally.
Yeah,
It's great. All they really know about what's happening is through newscasts and blurry footage. It's great.
and word of mouth.
And word of mouth, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. When he's M. Night. How did you pronounce his last name?
I pronounce it different every time.
But, but when he was actually in the movie as
Shyamalan is how you say it.
He was actually in the movie as the vet.
Right. He's the guy who's I caught one in my cupboard
in my
or
pantry.
whatever.
Pantry. Don't go in my house, Reverend or whatever, Father. I caught one. It's in my pantry. But he's I have a theory that they don't like water very much because they haven't shown up near water. It's
right.
They're they were aware that there was a lot of water around and they didn't go near it.
Yeah, but also right. Yeah, they didn't go necessarily near it, and also we do have quite a bit of land, so you can avoid water.
No, I'm not saying they couldn't. Yeah. I just think it's funny. I mean, what are they? Yeah. Are they going to turn us all into jerky before they eat us? Yeah,
I mean, well, I don't know if they're going to eat
human
us.
jerky.
People jerky.
I don't know if they're going to eat us or have us as enslaved beings, right? That's why they're because if you think of Viking raids, right? To me, that's what it kind of reminded me of Viking raids that go in and would invade invade England or whatever, and they would take a bunch of people to be, along with all the other things, would take a bunch of people to be used as slaves, right? That's a dangerous trip. Why would you do it? Well, because of all the gold and resources, and then the people are also really important because they become your slaves, right? And that's a valuable resource in and of everything. And so
also the religious reading of the movie is that they're demons sent to test Mel Gibson's faith, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so
demons from another planet.
Basically. Yeah.
So and for me, the thing that I love about it is that, I work with people and, there's a lot of things that in my career, a client doesn't show up And just so happens in that open space that another person is in crisis and happens to need to like come in, and I'm able to help them get them back on. And that's throughout, like, and again, you know, there's this attention bias, right? Because we have, like, you know, if you work in healthcare, everything is controlled by the moon, right? And the full moon. Like, people are more agitated. People with mental health go, you know, have more crisis during the full moon. Babies are born more during the full moon, is our assumptions. And when they've done these studies, they found, like, nope, none of that's true. It's the same. It's just that when we're driving into work, we see that there's a full moon, or someone will say there's a full moon, so we recognize that. So
it's
we'll
the toilet seat
that.
fallacy. Men always remember that they put the toilet seat down, and women always remember every time you forget.
Right, right. And so it's what your attention is focused on. So yes, I know that can be a part of it, but there's also, like, when you look through people's stories and things like that, like, these opportunities, like, you know, whether you want to say it's directed or not, you know, it's an opportunity to be a direction of where you want to go. And so to me, that's one of the things that I really love about this movie is that, that, you know, she says to him, use your eyes, right? About him. See it, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, for him, he was like, she's just having one of these, like, as she's dying,
just flashes.
A memory is coming back of Swing Away, right?
Yeah.
And it's, you know, is this a correlation, or is this preordained?
Is this a sign?
Right. So what do you do with it, right?
Yeah.
And again, and I you know, again, you could have a kid that's just like has OCD and sees germs everywhere, and so feels that the water is contaminated. You know, but she's also, you know, saying that she doesn't want her brother to die. She sees, like, it's all contaminated, and that like, and kind of like indicating that the wife kind of had these, you know, kind of like clairvoyant kind of visions of sorts, right? And that the daughter sort of like picked this up. And so, like, was it circumstance? Was it, you know, happenstance? And to me, the thing that I think is beautiful about it is, well, it's whatever you want it to be. And just like life, right? It's in these opportunities, like these obstacles that we face, you know, are what you make it that you want it to be. Like, when you go through these obstacles, is it something, you know, what do you do with it? Right. And Mel Gibson has this speech where he says, like, what type of person do you want to be? Right. And, you know, and that's your determination. And to me, ultimately, that's what this whole movie is about is, you know, what type of person do you want to be? Also, can I say, for good old Sugar whatever, like, his phrase.
Oh, right.
That he said to a cop, right? Sugar whatever. Like, there's that part of me, like, when you listen to the things that he said, you're like, I really don't want to like this person, but God, is he a good actor?
No,
man,
like,
he is exceptional.
Separate the artist from the art, man.
Yeah, God, he is so.
I like Tom Cruise movies. Okay.
I know, I know, me too. But no, he is so good, and especially also watching it again as a dad now, whole nother level.
Yeah.
Whole nother level.
So anyway, it is a great movie. It's a great.
And
choice.
I agree with everything you're saying about, like, you know, at the end there, the you know, what happened and how beautiful that whole thing was, how it wraps together, and, you know, the signs from earlier and so on and so forth. But anyway,
I can get behind that moral.
Never do your dishes. Agreed. Wholeheartedly.
You know what? Don't filter your water. Let it just be contaminated.
Yes, Thresh, I actually do like Valkyrie, despite Tom Cruise. I like everything about it except Tom Cruise. And that it's directed by a scumbag.
Free on Sling TV, so.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. We've done an hour and a half. We should wrap it up. But yeah, we don't have another stream today because Super Bowl Sunday. I don't think Thrash has a thing tonight either. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, Thrash. I do have another Twilight Zone review that should drop in about half an hour, as usual. And then next week, look forward to my review of Frankenstein, The True Story, which I'm working on very hard. It may actually be longer than half an hour, which is crazy. I never do videos more than half an hour. But I have a lot to talk about. And you guys, do you have anything you want to plug or say?
Yes. So I'm in the process of actually starting a YouTube channel. I'll be talking more about it as I get more videos up and everything. I've posted some videos, but now I'm going to have to delete it because my approach just isn't going to work out. And so I have to redo the edits, but it is going to be a gaming channel.
It's a lot more work than you think it is, isn't it?
Oh my God, dude. And then trying to pretend to be two different characters, like as it like doing like, I'm it's right now like I'm doing a FIFA series and trying to be like a color analyst and a play-by-play analyst and trying to be both of those things. Good Lord. So I was like, nope, done. Nope. And then the goofy stuff just didn't work. It sounded like Kermit the Frog. And yeah, it was bad. So when I get that up and going, I got to re-edit everything and get that put it back out. But when I get that going, I'll let y'all know. And then yesterday we had our 4-hour stream, but feel free to just skip around as you like.
We finally get to the topic around 2 hours in.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how to put like those little bookmarks in our live streams so that like people can skip to where they want. And
you just have to put the time codes in the description, and YouTube does the rest of the work.
Does it really? Okay.
Yeah, it's real easy.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll chat with you afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. That we did yesterday, and we're gonna do another one in 2 weeks, either on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And just spoiler alert: Scott was a little drunk at the beginning of that one, so
yeah. I was
30 minutes in.
Like I got like a little bit more tipsy than I expected to be. I was like, and
he seems to sober up around 3 hours in.
Yeah,
does,
but I sobered up
so.
fairly quickly afterwards. So
that was when I was on my downhill slope, though. See, I had finished off the bottle of Toki, but
I know we're like.
Also, it's extremely explicit.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Our
extremely.
podcasts are explicit, so don't watch them around your kids, but they are fun for adults. And we're gonna do another one in 2 weeks. We do it every 2 weeks. We're also on streaming on Twitch, which apparently it didn't record it. It's live streamed it, but yeah, so it didn't work. So I got to figure that one out.
I don't know anything about Twitch, so that's all on you.
That was our first one on Twitch. We're also on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Both of them, like Twitter's F Paternity, Instagram's From Here to Paternity. We're on Facebook, From Here to Paternity. We have a link tree. Apparently our OnlyFans got shut down because I never did anything with it, and so. Like, yes, we actually had an OnlyFans, and it was so explicit, it got shut down. And so, that's what we'll say. That's what we'll go
that
with.
nipple twisting. He was just,
I know, right? And so like the purple nurples were just too much. And
it's too much for our fans, apparently.
Yeah. So anyways, just come join the fun. We love to have people there as we chat and join the commentary. We did have a person join us last night, and it was a little bit wild, so we had to like hide that person because it went off the rails very rapidly with that person. And so
that was strange.
That was very strange.
That was bizarre. Yes,
the best way to describe that was very strange.
Money and omens, and I tried to be very kind with them.
Yeah.
Demons and things coming for people. I don't know.
It was great. It was great.
Was not
So anyway,
following.
happy Super Bowl Sunday to those who celebrate.
Yes.
Yay.
I'll catch you in a couple weeks.
Sports
we'll
ball.
have a part 3, and hopefully Thrash will be able to join us, and Lance too.
Yeah.
Yep. So see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.